This is the plaintiff, Letitia Slay. She says the defendant tossed her car keys out of a fifth-floor window. They landed on the street and her remote starter broke. She couldn't even operate her vehicle because it wasn't an easy fix. She had to have her car towed to get the auto start disabled so she could drive, and is now suing for the $652 it's going to cost to properly fix her car. This is the defendant, William Green. He says the plaintiff's friend told him to toss him the keys to the car because he had to go pick her up. He doesn't even know the car had a remote starter and doesn't feel it's his fault because it broke, because it was the plaintiff's friend who told him to throw the keys in the first place. He's accused of having bad aim. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $40 for babysitting.
All parties, please raise your right hand. If you see it, come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn in.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome,
Okay, Letitia Slay, you are suing William Green for $652 that you say he should pay you because he damaged your remote starter by throwing your keys out the window. You are counterclaiming against her babysitting fees of $40 that you say she owes you and refused to pay. What happened?
Okay, first of all, Your Honor, I would like to say that I'm very loud, so please don't get mad at me.
I'm very loud too. It works out just fine. Everybody's going to hear everybody else.
And also, we are related because my son is his nephew, and that's his aunt. Okay,
My son is his nephew.
His cousin.
His cousin and his aunt. Okay, I'm nervous.
Okay, all right. So go ahead.
Okay, so anyway, they're very familiar with my vehicle because I lend them my vehicle anytime they need to go to the store, anything they need to do, I will lend them my vehicle. So they know my car has a remote starter. Because of my issues with my health, I need the remote starter because, the shoulder and the cold. So I got
So that actually, you can actually start it from the second floor and ittle be heating up?
Yeah, the heat up in the whole
From
night.
whatever floor, and then fifth floor you're on.
Yes.
And then, okay, so go ahead.
Okay, so anyway, I actually was in the hospital July the 10th. Okay, so I had to get somebody to actually drive me to an arbitration, which I was going to because I was in 2 car accidents. So we was at the arbitration, and when the arbitration was over, I called home and I said to my designated driver, Manny, tell my son Joseph to go upstairs, get the keys, because I told Manny to take the keys when he goes back after dropping us off, park the car back in my lot, give the keys to my son so he can take them upstairs so won't nothing happen to my car while I'm in the city. William was watching my kids. I asked William to watch my kids and I would pay him for babysitting so I can go to the arbitration. So let me make that clear as well.
Okay.
So when Joseph called upstairs to tell Will he was on his way upstairs to get the keys.
Who is Joan?
My son.
Okay.
My son.
Got it.
One of them. Yeah, I have 6 kids.
Oh.
9 actually. But okay. Joseph is the one that went upstairs, called upstairs to tell him that he was on his way to get the keys to bring downstairs to Manny, who was outside.
Yeah.
So, first of all, the issue that I have is that he was asked to watch my kids. He had no reason touching my keys.
What happened with the keys and the call and them picking up the keys? What happened?
Well, when I was upstairs, I threw him out the window. I thought he was going to catch him.
Wait, who told you to throw him out the window?
Manny.
Manny did. And where was her son?
He was outside. I ain't seen him upstairs. No, Manny by himself.
Where was he? Manny was by himself.
Yeah.
Where was the son then, Jonah?
I ain't see him.
He wasn't there to pick up the keys?
No, I ain't see him.
And how did you happen to come to the window to drop keys off? How did that happen?
I threw him out the window.
No, what made you go to the window with keys in your hand? How did that come up? Did he call you?
He called me up.
What did he say to you on the phone?
He told me to throw the keys out. He was going to catch it.
Back it up. Tell me what he said to you on the phone.
No, you didn't call me on the phone. You called me out the window.
Oh, you heard your name?
Yeah.
So you walk up to the window and Manny's out there, and what does Manny say?
He told me to toss out the window because you're going to catch it.
Why can't Manny come up and get him?
I don't know.
I mean, didn't you say, why don't you just come up and get him? Yeah.
Because I told Manny, do not go to my house. Let my son go upstairs.
Yeah, but your son, according to him, your son wasn't. Where's your son here to testify right now? You know? So according to you, Manny yells up, what's he call you? William. And then you go to the window and Manny says what?
Toss out the window. He gonna catch it. I didn't know the motor truck was gonna break.
5 stories down, you toss keys?
Yeah.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So is the defendant responsible for throwing the keys 5 stories up?
I think he is responsible because you should think about those things before you take the risk.
Well, but the plaintiff's friend said throw the keys. Does that somehow get the defendant out from under this?
No, if the plaintiff's friend had said jump, would he have jumped? I mean, seriously.
Oh my God, that was perfect. That was perfect.
I agree.
So if somebody says do it, doesn't mean that you're not responsible if you do.
Right.
Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
Who are you?
I'm his mother.
Okay.
I'm his mother. I hear everybody laughing and
no, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, no, but she know his condition. It's just that simple. He don't process things like everybody else. She know that. So that's why his answers is like that. That's why I'm here with him.
Okay.
I asked him. He said the guy told him to throw him the keys. He can't process that if he threw the keys out the window to this guy, that is going to break her remote. And then she started, and so now I felt.
Did you ever talk to the guy? Do you know him?
I don't even know the guy. I don't know the guy. I know her son. I'm in a motorized share. I rode up and her son and the guy was at her car and the alarm was going off. And I'm like, Jonathan, what's wrong with the car? He said,
you happened upon the scene?
Yeah, I came. But he didn't tell me that he threw the keys out the window, that the remote broke. He just said that the remote is not working. And it wouldn't. I kept pushing. I said, well, I thought maybe it might have been the battery. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know the situation until
So you ended up having to tow the car, and then a new remote start is $537, and you feel he should pay it because he threw the keys out of the window.
Yeah.
Okay, can I just ask you, why isn't Manny here? I need Manny to contradict the testimony that he's giving, that it was Manny's instruction. He doesn't go find your keys and throw them out a window with nobody saying anything to him. If you brought me Manny, I could cross-examine Manny.
Manny doesn't live in Peekskill. He's no longer in Peekskill. I called the residence that he was at. I even went up here before I even filed the claim. I went up there. I didn't file this.
What about your son?
My son is watching my kids.
Oh, come on. You could have somebody else. You could have her. She's not doing anything. Have her watch your kids and have your son here who's a witness.
I asked Jonathan to come. Arthur.
Who do you think's a better witness to the throwing of the keys? Her or your son?
My son.
Right. So why did you make the decision to bring her instead of your son?
Because I asked her would she come since she was also there on the training. I asked Jonathan.
See, here's what I'm worried about. I'm worried you didn't bring your son because then he'd fold like a cheap suit under cross-examination.
No, I don't think so. If he could have came, Your Honor, if I had somebody else to watch my kids, I would have. She cannot watch my kids.
Why not?
Because she never has. She never's watched my kids before. Nobody. There's only certain people that watch my kids. Arthur is the one that usually watches my kids as well. Arthur is my son's father. 4, 6. I got 2 6-year-olds, a 4-year-old, and a 3-year-old.
And I don't have the patience.
Not even for a few hours?
You know what? He knows he threw him out the window. Didn't nobody tell him to, Your Honor. And that's what I'm saying. And I even talked to him about it, and I said we can pay for it together. And he was like, okay at first, and then he was like, well, you need to pay me for babysitting. I said, that's no problem, because that's what I asked you to do anyway. It's just the point that you told me you threw him out the window, Will. So, why we have to go through this?
What is this about? There was an agreement between the two of you to split the cost?
Yes.
What happened there?
She spoke to me. She called me and told me that, because when it all happened, I felt that it wasn't fair that she would just go after him instead of going after all 3 of them that was all involved in the case. So then...
But you say there's 3 of them involved in the case?
I'm saying him and Jonathan and this guy, Manny.
But he says Jonathan wasn't there, so why is Jonathan involved in the case?
Because Jonathan was downstairs with the keys and the remote when I came by.
Oh, I see.
So I thought that Jonathan was there too because they was going to pick her up from the train. So I just thought it wasn't fair that she would just go after him instead of making all of them responsible for these keys.
Okay, but now we're done. We're done. Let me explain something to you. First of all, he's entitled to $40 for babysitting.
70.
He says it's 40.
It's 70 because that's what I told him I would pay him for watching my kids.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Look at me. Maybe he shouldn't be watching your kids. Has that occurred to you? Maybe he shouldn't be watching.
Okay.
You hear me? Okay. That's because you're not answering me, so I didn't know if I had to keep repeating myself. I think that whoever tells him to throw down the keys is responsible, and I think that the person who throws down the keys is also responsible.
Me too.
Okay? They're both responsible because he shouldn't be watching 4 little kids. Stop and listen to me.
Okay.
If you're telling me, well, Judge, but he can't process that, then he can't process when a 2-year-old's choking. Everybody picking up what I'm putting down here?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It won't happen no more because it was never a problem before, and the mother knows about it.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen.
Sorry.
When you folks send Manny over to get the keys, Manny becomes your agent. That means that whatever he does is on you because you picked him. And I believe that he got lazy and told the defendant to drop the keys. So it's both their faults. Manny for asking him to, and him for obliging. Since Manny's your agent, half is on your side and half is on the defendant. But Manny's not here, you're not suing Manny. So the only thing I've got to deal with is his half of things. His half of things is $326 minus the $70 you say you owe him for babysitting is $256 verdict for the plaintiff. That's my net judgment for the plaintiff. That's my verdict.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's find out how you feel about the verdict here. So it came in, right? And the judge decides it's half your fault and half the fault of the person on the sidewalk who called for the keys. You think that's fair?
Yes, that's fair.
Right? And the judge also said that you're entitled to your $70 for babysitting.
Yeah.
So that's the decision. All right?
The $70 came about because that's what she said it was all he owed her for the car. The $600-something was something different.
Well, you all still friends and all?
She's here. She's my nephew's mother.
Okay.
We good.
All right. Okay. All right. If you're all good, I'm good. We're all good. All right, step on in here. You can get as loud as you want out here.
Hi.
How you doing?
How are you?
You're not that loud. You said you were loud. You're not loud.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm controlling it.
Well, are you upset about the ruling? You good with it?
No, I'm
Half and
absolutely
half.
fine. Yes.
Okay.
Because the bottom line is, okay, you're responsible regardless. If you didn't throw him out the keys, I wouldn't have had to go through the issues to tow my car, to get another one replaced and all of that. So I just wanted to make it clear that right is right, wrong is wrong, no matter what. So everybody came out okay.
Somebody else who wasn't here, you didn't bring your witnesses.
Correct.
Was also half wrong.
Exactly. And they are halfly going to pay as well.
Harvey.
Hi, Harvey.
Okay, I gotta say, I mean, she kind of nailed it, that just because somebody tells you to do something does not absolve you of negligence if what they're asking you to do is stupid. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.